Okay. All right. Um, I'm Knox, or call me Knox. I'm going to talk to you about cleaning up your vault, get rid of a lot of unnecessary items. We're kind of a mid-season lull. The Festival of Lost is wrapping up, and it's a great time to start going through and cleaning stuff up. So I'll go through it with you. There's an old sketch comedy show of a guy sitting in a chair drinking Courvoisier, giving terrible advice. So I hope my advice will be at least a bit better than his, but I am drinking, so cheers. Let's get into it. I should have probably loaded up the tower first. Anyways, uh, let's go to the helm. Let's make this intimate. We'll just be together. I think a lot of it has to do with what your intentions are when you're cleaning up your vault. Take a look at it and see what is it that you want to get out of cleaning your vault. Is it just clearing up space? Is it going through and making sure that you have room for whatever's coming next in the season? You have to think about what your focus is. Are you focused on PvP? Are you focused on PvE? Do you need a clean mix? Some characters do other things better. So let's take a look at our vault. How many free spaces do I have? 4. I have 4 free spaces. So right off the bat, if you were desperate, you could start going through and deleting all of your exotics, especially ones that you don't use, because you can always pull them out of the vault. That you do ruin your economy a little bit by doing that, but if you have the room, it doesn't really matter. So I always start with duplicates. I try and keep one of everything. I've got my Chattering Bone, I've got my Transfiguration, I've got a lot of one-off weapons here. The only one that I have that's an old one that I can't go through is my Service Revolver, just because I love it. Reminds me of my old Ill Will, a gun that didn't make much sense, but I enjoyed using it, so I'm keeping that around. So first we have 2 lonesomes here. We have a rapid hit kill clip. I've been starting to kind of shift away from kill later weapons. I mean, what you have to remember with perks is there's perks that'll help you get your first kill, then there's perks that will help you maintain that kill, or there's just kind of quality of life perks. And so this one has once I get a kill, I will then be able to keep going and get another kill. I play a lot of 3v3 rather than 6v6, so there is some importance to getting that, but also there's other things that you have to remember. So I've focused kind of here on high cal rounds because it flinches. I've gone for range rather than stability, but I could basically do either, and then it's got a stability masterwork. I haven't upgraded it, which means I haven't really used it. Now I have a rapid hit swashbuckler. It also has high cal rounds or ricochet rounds, which are both good. I don't lose any range with this, but I do gain some stability. I've also got this where I max out my range, but I definitely lose stability and handling. I know a lot of PC players will tell you go for handling. It's not really something that I focus on as much, but I don't like to see it drop out that far. It also has a range masterwork. So in here we do also have a kill later weapon, or kill more. The nice thing about this one is that it's a little bit wider range. Swashbuckler stacks to, I think, ×5, is it? So, and again, they both have rapid hit. Overall, I think this is still a better weapon than this one, even though this one has the same range. I've got a little bit more stability with this one. I'm going to let this one go. Now, if I really wanted to and I didn't care about the resources, I would equip this one and then burn it into this one because it only costs Glimmer to do that. I guess I'll show you. I can do this and upgrade it if I really wanted to. Why won't it let me do that? Come on now. Sometimes it lets you. I don't know why it's not letting me. I did unlock it. Oh no, I didn't unlock it, so there we go. Anyways, I'll delete it from here and I'll come back in. I haven't used it in a while, so it's not like I'm looking to keep it going by upgrading it. I would have already upgraded if it's something I use regularly. I just don't want to get rid of it yet. Okay, then we'll go through. We'll keep doing duplicates to start with, and then we'll go through and maybe start doing these one-offs. So I have Desperado on this one. I don't have Desperado on this one. Desperado and Kill Clip are both kill later weapons, but this one's Adept, so I'd like to hang on with it. This one has Desperado, so even though they nerf Desperado, I'm still going to hang on to it. Everything else here seems like it's not worth deleting because it's just singles. So if I have to get more space in my vault, I'll come back around to that. So, all right, next we have Servant Leader. So this one has Surplus Harmony. I saved it because it's 1580. Pretty much everything I have is 1580 now. Both of these technically look trash. I know Servant Leader's been decent in PvE. So I think what I do is I'm going to go with this one because Fourth Time the Charm and Unrelenting is going to be good for PvE. More bullets, kills give me health. Whereas this one, I have surplus, which means I have to not use my abilities in order to gain this perk. And I'm not super keen on that. So let's delete that one. I like using my abilities. This is a game of using your abilities. So surplus has never really made sense to me. If I have an ability, I'm using it. So I have the non-adept version. It's just 1580. I don't really care right now. It might hurt me later. So this one, it's Zen Moment, Dynamic Sway. Or Perpetual Motion. Range Masterwork. Like it, like it, like it. This one has Triple Tap Rampage. Triple Tap I like for auto rifles. It's not loading. That's fantastic. Compulsive Reloader. Rampage stacks to 3, but I think this definitely isn't going to be as good as that one, so I'm going to delete this one. Then I've got another stats for all, which is if I hit 3 targets. Again, PvE. This one also has Zen Moment, Accurized Rounds, but it does have the Reload Masterwork. I shy away from Reload Masterwork just because I do play a Hunter a lot, and reloading doesn't matter on a Hunter because he can just dodge. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. We have next the Silicon Aroma. I have Firmly Planted Opening Shot and Triple Tap Firing Line. Triple Tap Firing Line is great for PvE. I'd like to see a Reload Masterwork on that one for sure. That'll help. But if I'm going for a PvP, Opening Shot and Firmly Planted is the way I'd go. I also like to see the range maxed out by adding extra range. The range that you put on a weapon, if it goes, it can technically go over 100, and that gives you aim assist. It doesn't show it on here that it increases, but it does increase because aim assist and stickiness is based on range. That's why one that will get into later is so good. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that one and keep this one. Gosh, I have a lot of DFAs. I was saving a bunch of them because of they were all high leveled, so I could burn them into other guns, but for this purpose, I'm trying to clean up my vault, so let's go ahead. The smartest thing you can easily do, rather than going in and looking at like every stat that it's got, try and go through. I don't know why it's not loading. It should be loading, but it's taking forever, so I don't know why. What I might do is maybe I'll just turn off my game and turn it back on and see if that'll help. Maybe my connection needs to be reset. All right, thanks for hanging out. Let's go through, get loaded back in, and start going through these again. If you have any questions, type them in the chat. I'll go over with you. But again, I think the biggest thing anybody needs to know when cleaning out their vault is, what are you aiming for? Do you prefer to play PvP? Focus your guns, focus your armor towards PvP. If you like PvE, focus everything towards PvE, because you're going to get the most enjoyment out of it. One thing I would really like to address is, I mean, I get caught up myself in watching YouTube videos of people that are like, this is amazing. This is like a one-hit weapon. Use this. A lot of the conditions are just so extreme. You have to have the certain build, certain weapon. You have to get a kill and then tap your shoes 3 times and spin in a circle, and then it'll let you. I'll go to the Enclave. Maybe that'll work. Again, a single space, so it takes up less. But I find the conditions are so tight that it's not functional. So if you're like, oh, I'm going to keep this weapon because such and such YouTuber said this is the best, I try it out. Try it out, because there's other weapons I know for me that are off meta that I like way more than some of the on meta stuff, or the one, you can one shot with this glaive with Grafalcons if you spin around and do this and melee and then get a kill and then put up your shield and then run around and you've got 3 seconds to get your next kills, but it's amazing. So I'd shy away from that kind of stuff if that's not the type of player you are, and focus on what you enjoy doing, and that'll help you a lot better. So let's see if this loads up. No, it doesn't care about my vault. Anyways, at least I can still see it. So this one is Vorpal, Tunnel Vision, so I'll keep Tunnel Vision. Flared Magwell I'll put on, and then let's just see. Extended Barrel. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of trying to put on the stats that seem like they would be the best. Rampage Outlaw is good. Flared Magwell, Alloy. Extended Arrowhead Break. Perpetual Motion, Timed Payload. I love it. There we go. Accurized Rounds. Fluted Barrel or Full Bore. I'm going to stick with Fluted. The reason why I like Time Payload so much is because of when it is champions that are stunned by hand cannons, you get 2 damages. So, and Time Payload ignores range, so you get 1 stun and then a second hit immediately. So I find that these do so much damage on champions. Opening shot's great. Fragile Focus or Outlaw. I'll switch to Outlaw. Steady Rounds. Arrowhead Break. Fragile Focus Vorpal. I'm not really a big fan of Vorpal. It's not often, I mean, I don't play 6s often enough to think, oh, you know what I really need is something to take a Guardian out of their super. It does happen, but it's not really, oh, another time payload, perpetual motion, steady rounds, tactical mag, we'll go steady rounds, small bore, hammer forged. That's what we want, but it does have a masterwork, time payload, outlaw, accurized rounds we'll keep, hammer forged we'll keep. I don't know about outlaw because you need the kill for outlaw. Triple tap might be actually really nice on this one. Maybe I'd go triple tap rather than outlaw, especially for champions. I think that one is better, so I'm going to go ahead and delete my others that have triple tap, perpetual motion. Okay, tunnel vision vorpal. I wouldn't use this. So I've got my PvE role here, triple tap time payload. Now I'm looking for my PvP role. Outlaw rampage is okay. Perpetual motion time payload I already discussed. I'm going to go with the other one. Outlaw opening shot. The ranges, look at the range difference on these. And really on a hand cannon, range is absolutely essential. I'd say it's way more essential than stability. I'm not really worried about stability at all. I mean, this one has a depth stability, so you can see it's already punched. But it has a range regardless, so I think I'm safe to delete every other one, so. One thing that you do really want to pay attention to if you're deleting items is take a look at your economy. I've got 49 enhancement prisms. I've got 7 enhancement shards. So I need to make sure I can hold, I think, 50 prisms in my vault. Maybe it's only 10. We'll see. No, I've got 30 and 3. So I have to be careful, or once I start deleting a lot of masterwork stuff, I might actually put myself in a position where I'm just throwing away some of my resources. If you are low on resources, I've got another video for the best resource haul in all of Destiny. I think it's broken, but anyways. Opening shot, snapshot sights. This one's level 18, so I can technically delete this one. It doesn't matter because I'm going to be able to craft this one. I leveled it up and didn't craft it, so this one I can straight up yeet out of my vault. Okay. Smiter Moraine. I can't craft this one yet. I think I need one more. This one's a well-rounded gut shot. What's the masterwork on it? Handling, and then what's this one? Well-rounded firefly with a range. I like that, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. I don't want to plan to shoot somebody in the stomach. One for all is a terrible perk for me. It's not the way I play. Firefly Demolitionist might be really good. It does have accurized rounds or steady rounds. It also has stability, which is fantastic. I've kind of been shying away from range a little bit because I can always adapt my distance that I engage in, but the stability, actually, I see a huge benefit in. So that's my prediction in the future. You're going to see a lot more focus on people worrying about stability than they are at fall off, because if you really want to win the battle, you're going to do it in optimal range, and you can adjust that range. But the stability doesn't change with range. So focusing on stability might be the play of the future. So I actually really like that one compared to this one because that's Demolitionist. Well-rounded is good, so throwing a grenade or hitting a target with a charged melee grants a stacking bonus to stability, handling, and range. That's great, but if I can get more grenades, I'll get more kills with grenades, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. I think we're doing really well. This one's crafted. I only have it at level 12, whereas this one is 1580. I would probably have been saving this just to burn into something else, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete it. I've got 1577, so I'm gonna throw some non-exotics into there. I don't need to throw my crafted weapons in, but I can do this. And now I'm loading up so that I can then delete those if I need to. So let's go through again. I see singles. Here we go, Malicious Birthright. So this one has, oh, here we go again, Swashbuckler, Grave Robber, Lead from Gold, neither that I'm big on. Blinding Grenades, perfect. High velocity rounds. That's pretty nice, actually. But what I would want on this for PvP is proximity. So I think this one's an easy one to delete. Blinding Grenades, fantastic. Ambitious Assassin. You get a kill, reload, and then you can get multiple kills off the back of that. So that's a perfect one for PvP. I like that as a velocity masterwork, and I can also add velocity there. I'll save this one and see what else I've got. Blinding Grenades, Slideways, Reload Masterwork. No thanks. I'm going to delete this one. So it's going pretty well already. Okay, Pizzicato. Fragile Focus, Pugilist. Not my playstyle to run around punching stuff. Perpetual Motion, Demolitionist, decent. Ambitious Assassin, Rangefinder, okay. I like that as high cal rounds. Extended barrel might be actually really nice. Recoil direction 100, yeah, I'd go with that. So if I'm going to stick with this one, I can technically delete this one and delete this one. Look at us. I feel like I'm on a roll now. I've got 2 divinities, so delete whichever one is the lowest. That just happens sometimes. I probably have 3 Arbalists somewhere thrown around between my characters. Okay. I have Adept Summoner range Rampage. But I also have a Golden Tricorn, which has been kind of hot news lately. There's also a multi-kill clip. I don't like that this one has reload. It does have full bore, but if you look at full bore, you massively lose stability and handling. So I'd stick with fluted. Light mag's not terrible, but if I really had to, I feel like this is the better gun, possibly. So the stats don't really change that much between them because I've got I've got reload on both. So if I could get a better summoner, I would, and then yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and delete this one. Tricorn gives you a bigger buff, not for as long as Rampage, and you can't put on Rampage spec, but if it's an adept weapon, you're probably going to put on an adept perk. All right, Glacier Chasm. Subsistence, Reservoir Burst, that's absolutely beautiful. Under Pressure, High Impact, so we have a beautiful PvE and the PvP one. So this is the first weapon that we've come up with this. I'm going to leave them both because I have a PvE and a PvP weapon. You know what I'd like to see for crafted weapons? This is my own personal wish list for crafted weapons is I feel like crafted weapons would be way better that once you bought a perk, it would add it to the gun. And then that way, rather than spending all this time, effort, and economy on switching between PvE and PvP, you could grab your gun and go, it's now a Swiss Army knife, a multi-tool of going through. Now, it already does that. You just have to pay an assload of resources to functionally do that. And I don't think that's right. I don't think that's fair. And I think that actually hurts the way you play with the weapon. I did start crafting a PvE weapon and then a PvP weapon, and then I'm just spending hours and hours at Shirochi trying to level this weapon for what reason? It's just way easier for it saves me like 20 hours of screwing around if I just use a different weapon every time I come up to that situation. So now you're walking in picking, do I want to play PvP with this weapon or PvE? And the crafting thing is so nice that I I'd like to see less perks and then all those perks unlocked so you could just sit there and go, okay, I'm going to play it like this today. And, even if there was an economy to it, it's not the same as trying to totally recraft a weapon. So that's just personal. I digress. Sorry about my squeaky chair. Okay, gnawing hunger. I have 896 kills on this thing. This thing is beautiful. Tap the trigger. Oh, so crisp. Kill clip comes in clutch for this weapon. Has a high enough magazine I can get 2 kills with one magazine, and then once I get my kill clip active, I could get 3 kills. I don't know why I saved the other one, but we'll see. This one has Zen Moment kill clip actorized rounds. I think because I started focusing on stability a little bit more. But if you look, the recoil direction on this is 54 compared to 99. 99 recoil direction. I guess I have this, so I'll take that off. So 84. So 84 to... I just don't see this as being as good as maybe what I thought it was. I'd probably need a different barrel to really affect that recoil direction. So I'll delete this one. It's nice. Throw stuff in your vault. Throw anything in your vault, and then come back here and do this. Well, I had overlooked that one because I made it down to Glacier Chasm without touching that. So, okay, here we go. What do we have next? Keening. Grave Robber Dragonfly, but it's 1580, so that's obviously why I saved it. Rapid Hit Snapshot. Definitely the better of the two. I'm going to delete this. Like I said, if I really needed this upgraded, it would have already been upgraded, so I don't feel bad that I'm deleting a 1580 because that's the level that I'm at, and everything that I earn is going to be that level. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, this is the occluded finality. Technically, with Iron Reach, with a range masterwork, if I had accurized rounds, they're saying like the stats on it are you can get up to like 160 range on it. So that's why if you're getting killed by this and it feels like they're cheating, it's because that aim assist that you're getting for being bumped over 100. Compulsive reload or reservoir burst, PvE. And then Killing Wind, successful warm-up, PvP. That's why I have 2, and I'm going to keep it that way. I have several Jurassic Greens. I did end up getting the God roll that everyone's talking about, Rangefinder, Golden Tricorn. So I can definitely go through and delete this Jurassic Green. That's actually my old one. Wow. All right, BXR. This one's blunt execution rounds. You can craft this now. So, I mean, I can technically delete both of them, but I haven't actually earned the craftable weapon one yet. So I'll keep one of them until I do that. Same with Retrace Path, and there's one other weapon. There's a couple weapons that I still need to do, but anyways. Crisis Averted. Heating up Elemental. Moving target adaptive munitions. I mean, I could save a hand cannon with adaptive munitions. Very PvE with the reload masterwork. Armor piercing rounds. Chambered compensator, fluted barrel. I think I was just saving one for PvE. I know they're kind of poo-poo in Crucible unless you can explain how they'd be great in Crucible. I haven't seen it. Okay, Frontier's Cry. I wanted this to be really good. It's not. This one has amazing stability, 47 range. This one has 20 more range, but a lot more stability issues. So even if I went like that, so I got 60-60, I'm still at 100 stability with this thing. So I don't know. You tell me. If I had to, Rapid Hit Eye of the Storm, it's a fast firing weapon. That seems a little bit better than Steady Hand. Because you got to get a kill first. And I think Iron Grip is beautiful on this. I think I'd like to see something other than Steady Hand, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. Oh, shit. No. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, that's right. Yeah, I wanted to delete that one. Oh, man, I just saw the 100 range and thought, oh, crap. But we talked it out. I feel fine with my decision. That's what I'm going to go with, and that's okay. I can always earn another one day. Killing Wind opening shot or Perpetual Motion opening shot. Perpetual Motion is give me the stats right now. Killing Wind is give me the stats in the future. Range reload versus stability. I think I'll keep the stability and I'll delete this one. Perpetual Motion Focus Fury. It does have range, but this one's Killing Wind Rangefinder, so the extra range, accurized rounds. Yes, it has a reload masterwork. However, I do like that it has the added range on it. So this one's 36 plus 8 will put me at 46 versus 49. Stability's 54 on this one. Stability's 64 on this one. So, that's tight. So, you get 1 point for each of these. So that's why I went, okay, I've got 36 range. I'll have 44. This one has 49, so it's plus 5, but it also has this, which I think is plus 15. And I always aim down sights. So, I don't know. That's a really difficult one. I just don't like Focus Fury. But it could be good. So, let's take a gamble. Let's delete this one. See what happens. I mean, in the end of the day, it's a game. I played this game before I had that weapon. I'll play it after. Rapid Hit Time Payload versus Rapid Hit Rangefinder. Let me see what the masterworks are. Reload. Ugh, I hate reload as a masterwork, whereas this one is. Will give me plus 9 more range, so it'll put me at 66 plus rangefinder. At 15 puts me at what? 81 range versus 66. Same stability. So let's go with that one and delete this one. If I'm going too fast for you, like I said, you can always type in and go, hey, what about this? I have a question about that. What do you think about this? I really like answering. Hollow Denial. I thought that was Retrace Path for a second because they look the same. This is Tilting at Windmills, Adaptive Munitions. This one's only level 9, but I mean, at the end of the day, I save this one because it has Adaptive Munitions, but I can craft this one if I really wanted to. I'd just go to Shirochi and get that done. So there's some of these I'm sure I could delete going through. I don't need all of these weapons. Like, I've never used a sniper rifle as firing line 4 times the charm, but it's I could delete this one and never think about it again. So that's up to you guys. I saved one of each just in case. So if all of a sudden it's like, oh man, you totally need this weapon, I have it. So this one's at level 1. That one has Adaptive Munitions for GMs. I don't really need it this season, and if I need that next season, then sure. Monarch just beats every other bow when it comes to champions. So, all right. Well-rounded adrenaline junkie. I like that. They kind of bounce off each other. It does have handling as a masterwork. So, meh. Subsistence multi-kill clip. This might be nice. They could go off each other, but I'm not as interested. So, this one's rapid hit killing wind. This looks great. Like, this is the role that I would want on my PvP one. For sure. Rapid hit on a rapid hit on a sidearm. It's too good. But I have an adept version, so, and I'm cleaning my vaults. Let's go. Delete it. Hero's Burden. Kill clip well rounded. I don't know if there's a second perk. Nope, only kill clip. Well rounded. I mean, these are great. These are great stats. Iron grip well rounded. Look at the difference in range. See that? Difference in range. This one has recoil direction of 100. This one has recoil direction 100. It's kind of a no-brainer. Get rid of this one. Okay. Let's keep going. All right. I've got 2 Horus Lease, an Under Pressure Focus Fury. The stats look not so awesome. Whereas this one, Perpetual Motion High Impact, I'll take that any day. My Callous Mani tool, I know, I've neglected it. I probably should have put some effort into this, but I mean, it took so long to get that when I got it, I just didn't even care. I think that's part of the problem sometimes with some of these crafted weapons, where it's like, how many times do you have to actually play to get these in the activities, and there's just no bad luck protection. So at the end of the day, what do you do? Anyways, I've got a moving target incandescent. I'll hang on to that one until this one's leveled up. And I've created some space in my vault that it doesn't really matter. This one has been doing really good in the Crucible. Backup plan's kind of a fun little perk. Actually, that's better. I heard a thing recently that stability doesn't really mean as much as you think on fusion rifles, that you should put targeting on, actually, on your fusion rifles, and that'll do better. So I'll hang out with that one. I'll check it out. Maybe I'll play with it some, but I will lock that one in and save that one. Here we go. Midas. Oh, that's 1580, but I can craft it, so let's delete that one. Well-rounded golden tricorn. Both are pop off with grenades, so I don't even need to look at it. I'll delete this one. Brigand's Law has Volt Shot. I just actually crafted this one high enough that I can probably delete that one, but I'll wait and see. Here we go. Inquisitor. This thing is... I freaking love this thing. And this one I don't really need as much. Yeah, it's got a reload masterwork. It's just that it's 1580, but who cares? Mindbender's Ambition. Pugilist 1-2 punch. I don't like it. It's not the role that I was going for, but it's the only role that I've got that I've kept, so I'll hang on to that. Yesteryear. Both these are the same. This one has more range. This one has more stability. So let's see what I get with this one. This one also has ranged armor-piercing rounds, high cal rounds. Extended barrel gives me a bit more range. So let's see. That one actually comes out on top now, so... Alright, easy. Snapshot, opening shot. Obviously the Macabre is a god roll every time you get it. So I can delete this other one. It's just a duplicate. And this one I save Clown Cartridge Volt Shot. I don't really need to save it, and I'm cleaning my vault, so... There we go. Man, we are flying here. Dynamic Sway, tap the trigger. Beautiful. I think I saved this one. Perpetual Motion Kill Clip. I don't really need that. Yeah. They've got pretty much very, very similar stat lines. I think I just got one with Golden Tricorn as well. I don't want small bore. Let's see what other stats we can get on this. Armored piercing rounds. Doesn't really change anything. Yeah, these are so close, aren't they? But I would go with tap the trigger before kill clip. As previously discussed. I haven't used my Legend of Acrius in forever. I think I used it to get a bounty. So again, you could go through and delete these old exotics. I think this one's still at 1350. Oof, that's so sad. That was such a good weapon. Play the game actually is the only other weapon that I saved that you can't upgrade. This thing was beautiful. I've been looking for a replica to this ever since. I couldn't play with it, so. Okay, I've got an impulse lasting impressions, auto-loading chain reaction, auto-loading one for all. I'm gonna delete these two. Impulse amplifier lasting impressions was just whatever. Actually, auto-loading holster chain reaction. Oh, that's kind of nice though. Blast radius is bigger. Let's see. Look at the difference. High velocity. Bigger blast radius is what you want. But yeah, look at the difference. Same gun. 80 blast radius versus 40. Yeah. All right. Okay, what else do we have here? Reed's Regret, Adept, firing line, clown cartridge, or triple tap firing line. Reload. Oof, you can't beat that. This is gonna go. This is the half truth. I will delete that so I can be one closer. I'm not seeing anything else. All right, Palmyra, that's the god roll. So everything else I can delete. Let's go. Quillum's Ensemble Eye of the Storm, no thanks. Unrelenting Firefly, that's pretty good for PvE. Heating up Headstone. Yeah, I think that's the only one that's worth it. And here we go. So we've got Plank Stride, so literally all the others I can delete because this one I got up to level 11, so I can pretty much put on whatever perk I want. I just can't put on the enhanced perks yet. So, how'd we do? We're at 45, 45 minutes, and we just got into the gun side of things. We can go through and do armor next, but I'll probably break up the video when I put on YouTube so you can see the difference. But here's the quick. I'll give you the quick rundown for armor. I think there's just way too much armor. There's way too much focus on what you want to naturally be able to sit there. I have, like a dummy before, sat there, at a desk, written down, using any of the websites or anything like that, wrote down literally every stat of every item that I've got, say for my hunter, and then gone through and calculated out what's going to be the best. What am I looking for? What does this exotic do? If you went through and went, okay, for the Dawn Course, improved Scorch effects and Daybreak projectiles, so now I'm going to build a full Scorch. I can use this for PvE and PvP. There are some definite PvE focus, there's some PvP focus, and there's some right down the middle. So obviously if it's something, like Capri Sting, that's all based on melee, you want to try and make sure you have 100 stability. It's just natural. If you have something that's focused on your mobility, have 100 mobility and work towards that so you focus all your stats. And then I realized, what's way better is going through and use a website like Destiny Item Manager. I can't rave about it enough. Um, Go ahead, use that one. There's some others that you can use, but what I will do is I will go through actually at the end of every season, and I go through and I unlock every single piece of armor. Then inside of Destiny Item Manager, I can go pick an exotic and go, okay, I want this exotic and let's see what we can build, and it'll tell you the stat profiles and everything. And once I find, okay, that's kind of what I'm looking for, I'll save that, and then within that, every one of my saved armor sets, I will lock them in. Then I can just come into my vault, and everything that's not locked, I can delete. So I mean, I can sit here and go, oh, you know what? This one looks like it has better. I mean, this one has 2 more stats. This is about arc staff, so I want high intellect. Both these have low intellect. But you know what? You have no real concept of what these are, unless it's like this one's 69 stat and this one's 58 stat. But still, that doesn't give you a true representation of the collective of what you have in your vault. So I really suggest the only true way of doing your armor is going through and using an app, or however you want to do it. Focus on your armor, go through and then delete everything all in one go. Again, watch your resources, make sure that you know what it is that you're deleting, how much you have in your vault, what you have on other characters, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully that was helpful. If you have suggestions for other things that you'd like me to cover, please let me know. I do answer the comments. Other than that, go ahead, call me Nux.